يا راغبا في كل علم نافع.
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية
زاد أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن. هذه عقيدتنا الصحيحة فطرة تنفي الشكوك بواضح البرهان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Continuing in Islamic Creed level 3 and some of the things that falls into the category of the minor shirk, whether it's with speech or with actions. And last time we ended with talking about at-tasha'um or omens, or being pessimist when a person sees something or knows something or hears something. And there are so many different things, and it's depends on one's culture. People have their own ways of inventing things, and Shaitan, of course, Iblis has his way. So we have to be careful when people start to make decisions based on something that is not a physical mean, nor it is a religious mean. We get to know it from the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. In some cultures, for example, if people have their shoes upside down, then they would feel uncomfortable in their hearts, meaning something bad is going to happen. So they would make sure that they need to fix it right away. Or the scissors is wide open. Or they see someone. Every time they see someone, they feel something bad is going to happen. Or certain types of clothing, or a certain color. Or once they see the black color, for example, once they see it, that means something bad is going to happen. All of that is from the minor shirk. And we have to be careful, because one of the objectives of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to protect the heart from being attached to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to protect at-tawheed. For the tawheed, the oneness of worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's the most important thing. And once a person's heart becomes attached to other than Allah, then this is all grounds for, wal-'iyadhu billah, that can lead the person to associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Prophet ﷺ clearly stated that at-tiyaratu shirk, at-tiyara, which is this omens or the evil omens or the pessimism. And it comes from at-ta'ir, or from the bird. And in times of Jahiliyyah, whenever someone wants to travel or so, he would let a bird fly. If it goes to the right side, that means this is a good omen. He would go on with his traveling, with his decisions. If it flies to the left side, that means he would have this pessimism inside of him, and he would not do such a thing. And that's why if a person gets a feeling and he pushes it away, then there's no harm on him. And this is what the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Man raddathu at-tiyara an hajatihi faqad ashrak." Whoever this tiyara, this feeling, pushed him away from whatever needs or whatever plans that he has, then he committed the act of shirk, associating partners with Allah. So they said to the Prophet ﷺ, what is the expiation of this? He said that you would say, Allahumma la khayra illa khayruk, wa la tayra illa tayruk, wa la ilaha ghayruk. Which means there's no, O Allah, there's no goodness except from you. There's no tayr, which is again here the omen, except from you, O Allah. And there's no one worthy of worship except you, O Allah. So therefore, this is if a person believes that it's a mean for good or bad. But if a person believes in these things as in itself brings the evil, then this is a major shirk, of course. One of the types of the minor shirk also that can be also in the major shirk, if someone goes to the fortune tellers, to the like of them, this is something that, of course, it's forbidden. And someone claims that he knows the future. That's where they call him in Arabic al-kahin. And someone claims that he knows the past. And this is the arraf. Someone lost something. So you go to the arraf to tell him where whatever he lost is in, and things like this. And those who would go to those who relate things to the stars. you know, and how is that related to the actions done on the face of earth and things like this. And all kinds of lying and making up things that people would do as a result of this. So if someone goes to these individuals, fortune tellers and horoscope and the like of that, if either he asks these individuals or even read about it in the newspaper and things like this, and he does not believe it, right? That is still not permissible. And if someone goes to these individuals and asks them, and he does not believe them, the Prophet ﷺ said about such an individual, من أتى عرافا فسأله عن شيء لم تقبل له صلاة 40 ليلة. Whoever goes to the Arraf, the one that is asked about matters in the past and things like this, and he asked him about something, and he did not believe him, just to ask him, then his salah is not accepted for 40 days. So this is a major sin, of course, that a person is forbidden from going whatsoever to these individuals to ask them. If he asks them and he believes in them, then this is a major kufr. This is major disbelief. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he said, مَنْ أَتَى كَاهِنًا أَوْ عَرَّافًا فَصَدَّقَهُ بِمَا يَقُولُ. In this other narration, whoever goes to a fortune teller or a arraf and he believes in what he said, فَقَدْ كَفَرَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَى مُحَمَّدٍ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم, then indeed he had disbelieved in what has been brought down unto the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And whether it's palm reading or looking into, again, different cultures, they do things. Some of them, they would use the small cups of drinking coffee, and they invert it after they finish drinking, and then they bring it back, and then through the lines of what the coffee grains did for the cup, they would look at it and they would say, this is what's going to happen to you in the future, your personality is like this or that, and it's all lies anyway. But this is also a form of, the minor shirk, and a person should not do that even joking or playing around, as we heard. It's not permissible whatsoever. Or with the sand or the horoscopes and the like of these types of things, whether it's in reading in the newspaper, on the television, calling someone, and they charge a lot of money even. All of these things are in the categories of the minor shirk. And if a person believes that they know the unseen, that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, then this is, of course, is a major kufr, as we heard. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَعِنْدَهُ مَفَاتِحُ الْغَيْبِ لَا يَعْلَمُهَا إِلَّا هُ. By Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the keys of the unseen, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. This is the second type. So someone goes to these individuals, asks them, do not believe them, salah is not accepted for 40 days. They go to them and they believe them, this is kufr, this is major disbelief. The third type of individuals, those who would go to the fortune tellers, for example, or for those who future tellers and things like this, and they would ask them to show or to explain to them the affairs towards other people. For example, he goes to them to warn people from them. People say this person is doing some kahana, fortune telling and things like this. So someone would go to him to test him, to see if this is true or not. Then he finds out that this is true, then he would warn people against him. So he went to him. Can someone apply the previous hadith that person, his salah is not going to be accepted for 40 days? Of course not. This person is doing a good deed. Why? Because he warned people against such evil individuals and showing their evil actions. So it's just about those who would physically go to these types of individuals. So this is some of these categories or some of the examples of things done with actions. And before that, we talked about things to be said with one's speech that falls into the categories of the minor shirk, and how that can change to even wal-'iyadhu billah, to major shirk. And there is also another type which is from the minor shirk, it's hidden. It's this, the things that we just talked about is very clear, it's apparent, it's known, it's physical actions, words to be uttered with one's mouth, but there's something hidden, and that is in the hearts. And this is also, a person has to be extremely careful from these types of things, which is in one's intentions, in one's will, in one's objectives of things. And there are different types of this where the Prophet ﷺ warned us against. And as we see here, and this is our way of life, we only get to know things from the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is not based on opinions or likings or whatever there is, but it's based on the text, the Quran and the authentic Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So part of that is ar-riya, showing off and the like of that, and we'll talk about that inshallah ta'ala next time. So this is with regards to ash-shirk al-asghar, which is khafi, which is hidden. We'll do that inshallah ta'ala next time. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يا راغبا في كل علم نافع
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية زاد
أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن. هذه عقيدتنا الصحيحة فطرة تنفي الشكوك بواضح البرهان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.